In this video, you will learn the first steps to page building with Elementor. I will begin by adding a new page. In your dashboard, under Pages, click on Add New, then click on Edit with Elementor. Here on the right side is the editing screen of your site. Here you can add and edit elements that form the layout of your page here. On the left side is the Elementor panel. Here you will see the tools called widgets. You can use widgets to add elements to your page like headings, paragraphs, images, and videos. You can search for specific widgets too. When you start building your page, design it from scratch by clicking on the plus button here to add a section, or you can use a pre-designed template. Click on the folder icon to add a template. Okay, let's add a template. First, click on the magnifying glass to preview a template. Here you first need to create an account with Elementor, so click on Get Started. Click on Create an Account. Then you need to connect Elementor to your website. And the template will be automatically inserted. Okay, now let's have a look at the anatomy of a page. Each page in Elementor is made up of sections. This entire area here is a section. These are also sections. Notice the blue border around each section when you hover on it. Inside a section, there are columns. You can identify the column by its handle here. Here's another column. Inside the columns, we have widgets. This is a text widget, which is inside a column that is inside a section. You can use the handles to edit any element and move them around. To edit your section, click on the dots in the middle here. This opens the panel to Layout, Style, and Advanced. Move the section up and down using the middle dots by dragging and dropping. Here you can also right-click to duplicate or delete your section, or copy and paste, etc. You can do the same for a column. Just right-click its handle, and to add a new column, just click on Add New Column. And you can do the same for widgets. Duplicate, delete, and copy them. The layout is very flexible. You can easily drag any element around, change the column width by grabbing edges and moving it left or right, like this. So let's create our own first section. Click on the plus sign to add a new section. Here you can use the number of columns you want in this section. I will choose 2 columns. Let's start by dragging a heading widget into the left column. So go back to the panel and drag a text editor widget into the same column. By the way, anytime you want to see the panel of widgets, just click on the widgets icon here to open the panel. Now let's add a button. You can see that you can drag the widgets following blue line indicator. If you want to change its position, just drag and drop it wherever you want it to be. Now let's add an image. Drag an image widget from the panel into the right column. Click to choose your image from the media library and click Insert. Let us adjust the height of the overall section to create some more space. Click on the handle here to open the Layout, Style, and Advanced tabs that you will be working with to customize your section. In Layout, you have a few options to adjust the width of your section. Under Content Width, choose between boxed or full width. With boxed, use the slider to adjust the width of your content. Under Height, let's choose Minimum Height. Toggle the height of your section or choose a specific number. Let's try 500 and set the content position to middle. Now let's give this section a background color. Go to Style and click on the paintbrush icon and choose a color. Now let's go back and tweak our widgets. Click on the headline pencil handle, which opens 3 tabs: Content, Style, and Advanced. In Content, set the alignment to center, right or left. Under Style, you can see colors, fonts, and more design options. In the Advanced option, you can adjust spacing and other advanced options. You can also just type your headline text directly on the screen like that. And then under Style, give the text some color. And in Typography, choose a font style and set the size. There are some other parameters here that you can play around with. You can check it out. Okay, let's tweak the button. Click the pencil handle to open its panel. Fill in your button text. Align the button to the center. And here below it, you can set the size or set your own custom size under Style and Typography. To check your design and see how it looks full screen, just press the middle arrow here. If you want to publish it, just click on the green Publish button down here and click Have a Look. So you can see the published page. If you want to preview your draft before you publish it, click on the eye icon here below. In the bottom panel, there's also a circular arrow icon that takes you to your history, which is divided into actions and revisions. In actions, you can retrace your steps, click to return to an earlier edit, and in revisions, you find all your saved versions. Elementor autosaves your work after every change, which is good. The device icon here lets you view your content as it appears on mobile, tablet, and desktop devices. Click on the navigator icon where you can navigate through your page. This comes handy if you have many sections and you don't want to scroll up and down. Click on the gear icon where you can edit the general settings. You can change the name of the page, the status, and the layout. Choosing Canvas will give you a full page with no header and footer. Canvas is good for landing pages. Choosing Elementor full width will give you a full page and will hide all the sidebars. One more thing in the panel is the hamburger icon, which handles global settings for your entire website, not individual pages. You can set global defaults for fonts, colors, etc. Generally, we have covered most of the interface, and I hope this was helpful enough to understand the page builder Elementor. In this video, we are going to create a website from a ready-made template. All you need to do is choose a template, import it, and tweak it. And you can probably create a website in a couple of hours if you have your content and images ready. So let's first go to Appearance, Starter Templates, and let's choose Elementor as the page builder. Here you'll find many templates, free and premium. I'm going to choose a free template. Click on All, click on Free, and there are many free templates that you can go through and choose the one that fits your needs. So I'm going to choose a template and tweak it and make few modifications to it. So for this video, I am going to choose the nutritionist template. Click on it, and you will see it has 6 pages: home, about, programs, success stories, blog, contact. Like this one is almost comprehensive, like it has many things that I need to show you. It's just a ready-made template. Tweak it, put your content in it, and you'll have a website up and running in a couple of hours or so. So if we go back and choose another one, for example this one has 5 pages. Choose another one. This one has 4 pages: about, testimonials, contact, and the home page. So now let's go back to the nutritionist template, and by the way, you can import pages only. For example, here, success stories, import success stories template, import contact template only. It's up to you, or you can import the complete site. And to preview it, as I showed you before, just click on this arrow and you will have it up there. So let's click on import complete site. And if you had a previously imported site and you want to get rid of all the content and images, etc. from it, just select delete previously imported site, and it will be replaced by this new template. And this is your new website, and all you need to do now is to replace images and content and make few modifications, which I will be showing you next. Now let's go back to our dashboard, and I want to check something here. Under pages, we had only one page, which was the privacy policy, but when we imported this template, it created all the necessary pages for us. Let's check posts, and for the blog we did not have anything here. We had trashed it, but it created new blog posts for us, like ready-made. But unfortunately, it created uncategorized category again. If you remember, like, I prefer to rename it as general, or whatever the topic is, just like give it a name, give it a proper name. So I'm going to quickly edit it, uncheck uncategorized, check general, update, second one. You can create your own categories and assign posts to these categories, so it's your choice. Okay, now let's go to categories and get rid of uncategorized. Let us check one more thing, which is under settings, reading. Okay, you remember that we have to have our main URL at the home page and select a static page under reading settings, select home page as home and the post page as the blog. Save it. One more thing to double check is the permalinks, and it should be post name. If you see it somewhere else, just click on post name and update it. Another thing I want to show you here is the images in the media library. Now these images should be optimized, especially if you have limited space in your hosting account and if you don't want to slow down your website. If you want it to load faster, these images should be optimized. And we installed a plugin called WP Optimize, which I will explain in a bit. Let's have a look at this image, for example. Dimensions is very good, 1200 by 628, and the file size is good, 126 kilobytes. This one, 500 by 370, 40 kilobytes. This is excellent, and this is optimized. But let's have a look at this one, for example. 2 megabytes. This is too much, and the dimensions is pretty good, but the file size is 2 megabytes. Now you have two options. Either compress it from here, or before uploading it, you can go to a website called reduceimages.com, drag and drop the image. I'll show you an example. Drag and drop the image and select the size. If you want to reduce the size of it or keep it 100%, let's keep it 100%. And quality, let's make it 95%. And let's resize it. 387.25. It is still big, but it's better than 2 megabytes. Now let's close this and let us go to WP Optimize, and I will show you why these images did not automatically optimize. So let's dismiss this and let's go to images. Here, if we select automatically compress in newly added images, once you upload it and once you load the page, it will automatically compress it, and you don't need to optimize any of these. Now let's click on cache and enable page caching. Caching is a temporary storage of documents of your pages in the visitor's browser. What this will do is it will save a copy of your web page in the visitor's browser, so next time they visit the same page, if it's not updated, it will load from their computer, not from your server. So this will decrease the bandwidth and will make the web page load faster. Now let's go back to database, and it's good from time to time to come here and select all and run selected optimization. This will optimize your database. Another thing I want to show you is all-in-one SEO, and this will make your website Google friendly. And what it does is it adds a meta box in your WordPress post or page edit screen. For example, under page title format, you will see page title and the site title here. If you roll over this, you see page title, about, and the website title. But you can override this if you go to that page and click on edit, not edit with Elementor, but edit. When you create this page, you can do that. and then scroll down, and here you can enter whatever title you want for that page or that post and whatever description you want, and it will be submitted to Google automatically. So you can override the global settings. And this is your XML sitemap. Click on XML sitemap. It will show you the sitemap that can be submitted to Google, and this will be great for indexing your web pages, your posts, your articles on Google. I would leave everything the same. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't change anything unless you are really professional in that. Just leave everything as a default. All-in-one SEO will go to work in the back end. This is the feature manager, and XML sitemaps is already activated. Social meta, we already have a social plugin. Robots.txt, I will activate it because this will generate and validate your robot.txt file to guide search engines through your site. Here, file editor, I would leave this inactive. Bot blocker, activate. Performance already activated. Video sitemap, this is a pro. So this is it for all-in-one SEO. You don't need to change anything here. Just leave it as it is, as default. And as I said, the all-in-one SEO will go to work in the back end. Now I would like to show you the plugin Social Snap. I really like this plugin. It's simple to use. It's free. It has premium version, of course, but the free version is more than enough. And look here, on the side, on the left, you have these social buttons. So from social sharing, manage networks, you can add networks from here. If you want more, you need to upgrade, but I don't know, it's up to you. Floating sidebar on the right, on the left. Let's put it on the right. Circle or rectangle. Large, small, or regular. And I want it to appear on pages and posts pages as well. And save changes. Now let's go back to the inline buttons that come under articles and post pages. Again, circular, rounded, rectangle, whichever. You can change the share via text here, and you can have it below content or above content or on both. And yeah, the alignment, right, left, center, whichever. And here I want it to appear on post pages and pages as well. Save. And go back. And on media, if you want, for example, like the Pinterest button to appear on images, rounded, circle, rectangle, always visible or on hover. Let's put it on hover. Position, I would like to do bottom right here. And let's have it on pages, home page, all images. So now if we go here and let refresh, here. Now let's go to appearance, menus, and this template automatically installed a menu called Top Navigation, and the location here, it is the primary menu. And these are the pages that have been added to the menu, and we can actually view it live. And then click on menus, and this is the one, Top Navigation, and this is the menu here. So you can play around with it, rearrange it. Now these will switch, which they did. Put About under Programs. Now About is sub-menu. Put this here. It is automatically updating and showing to you the live preview. Okay, another thing I would like to show you is a plugin called Login Customizer. Now I want to choose a template like this one, a login template. This will look nice, especially if you are giving this to a client. The login page will look more professional. So if I choose this, then for logo, let's select an image. This is the logo here, and we can increase the width. And let's go to the background option and select an image. This, for example, yeah, dimensions are good. And then hit publish. The last thing I would like to mention is the favorite icon, the fav icon. You might see it, FAV icon. And this is the little logo here, or little image here you see in the browser. So let's replace the WordPress logo with our logo. Let's go to Appearance, Customize, click on Header, Site Identity, and select Site Icon. Scroll down, and this is the image I'm talking about, Fav icon, which is abbreviation to favorite icon. Select, skip cropping, and here it is up there. Now it's our logo there instead of WordPress logo. And of course we need to publish for the changes to take effect. To be honest, creating a WordPress website is not only installing WordPress and downloading a free theme, then copying and pasting content. This is really the easy part of it. Everything needs to be integrated and set up properly. You really need to know which theme to use, which template to install, which plugins to have, and why you should have them. Now, this is lecture number 11, and we are yet to finish the website. But the hard part is gone, and the rest is easy. The previous lectures might have been too much theory and might have been boring for some, but trust me, you now have a solid foundation on how to set up a proper WordPress website with a solid backend. So let's go through the pages one by one and analyze them. And please don't mind me using the domain flycheaper.cc. This was just for educational purpose, and I'm going to delete this website after I finish recording the course. And in the next course I'm going to show you how to create an affiliate travel website and earn money from it, and I'm going to use flycheaper.cc for that purpose. Okay, so let's get into it and start replacing the existing content with ours. For the images, I'm going to stick with the existing images, but I'll show you a place where you can get royalty-free images. So click on Edit with Elementor. This will open a page in Elementor. This is the image place, free images from Pixabay. You can search for an image, but make sure that the dimensions match, or at least close to it. So you can upload your own image, or as I said, you can get free images from here. I will now start replacing the existing content with my content, and I will mute the video and you can watch me doing it. I will be replacing Order Now button with PayPal. Simple, easy to use, one-click ordering system. So let's go to paypal.com and log in to our account, or create an account if you don't have it. And after you log in, click on the gear icon there, then click on Seller Tools. Then click on PayPal buttons, manage, and select Smart Buttons. Here you can enter your price, and there are a few options you can choose from. If you want it to appear vertically, horizontally, on mobile, desktop, how it will look, and the color as well. Like you can choose different colors. I like the blue one, so I'm going to select that, and I'm going to select checkout instead of just PayPal, so PayPal checkout, and copy the code. Now this is copied to your memory, so I'm going to click on the widgets and search for HTML and paste the code I copied from PayPal, and just delete the order now, the existing order now button. So let's refresh the page. And scroll down, and here you go, PayPal checkout, and easy to use, one-click button. Everybody will like the way they're going to order this. So let's continue copying and pasting our content. When I click on blog, it will show me an empty page. Didn't show me any of my articles. Just remember to go to settings, reading, and select blog under post pages, and hit save changes. Now go back to the page, blog page, click again, and here you go, all of our articles. These are the final steps. So the last copy and paste, then click on contact, and I want to replace the existing form with our form, WP form. So just search for forms and select the one at the bottom, WP forms, drag it, and from the drop down select our form, contact form, and delete the one at the bottom. Now I want to adjust the margins right and left. It looks narrow, so I want to just make it a bit wider. So click on advanced and adjust the right and left margins. Now I'm going to deselect the title, and here you go, a nice looking form. Now let's adjust the footer. For that we go to Appearance, Header, Footer, Blocks, and click on Footer, then click on Edit with Elementor. Here scroll down, and here you can replace your email, phone number, social icon, and the address. You can put whatever you want in here. One more thing I would like to show you is the WP bulk delete. Here you can get rid of all revisions, trash, and auto drafts that have been created with one single click. Here you go, all of them are gone now. Now I will show you how to easily back up and pack your website that you just created. You might want to save a copy of the backup on your computer, or you might even sell it and make this as a business. Then what you need to do is build a website in your cPanel, pack it, and send the buyer a single file that they can import to their fresh WordPress installation. Or you can install WordPress on their cPanel in case they don't know how to do it, and then import the file, and they will have their website up and running in less than an hour. So now I'm going to export this website that we created and will import it to another domain on another server, and you will see that it will be an identical website to this one. So on all-in-one WP migration, select advanced options if you need, export to a file, and wait until the export is done. It will take some time. I just fast forward it. Then download the file. Here it is, downloading. Here's the file. It's about 150 megabytes, so be careful when you export your file. The free version allows 100 megabytes, I guess. So this is the original one. And this is a fresh WordPress on a different server, different domain. and we go to the admin area. Here, this is the default WordPress, and then go to plugins, delete everything, then add a new plugin and search for all-in-one migration, install, and then activate it. After that, you need to go to all-in-one WP migration, import, and drag and drop the file that you export from the other side. Again, as I said, they allow 100 megabytes for the free version. I have upgraded my version, so it will take 150 megabytes. So be careful when you do that. So now it has been imported successfully. And don't forget to give the client the password of your existing website, because that's the one you exported in your file. Now go to my blog, hit refresh, and here you go. This is the new domain, and it's an identical website to the one we created in this course. Now finally, we need to check if the website is responsive and see how it looks on mobile and tab. So click on responsive mode here, click on tablet, and scroll down. It looks fine, it looks good. Click on mobile, and let's see how it looks there. Again, it looks good, but there are a couple of things I want to mention here. For example, here it's like there's a big space here. We need to clean this. Here as well. Some people like to see these images coast to coast, so to do that, click on the 6 dots here, click on Advanced, and then adjust the right to 0 and the left to 0, and here you go. And the top, if you want, 20 is good. Now select the column. Click on Style, Position, and click on Top Center. It will adjust the image for us. Now click on this column again, Advanced, Top Margin 0, Bottom Margin 0. Now click on this column and go to Position and Top Center. And go to Advanced, and the bottom, make the bottom 0. And Top Center. Then click on this column and again make it Top Center. And on this column we need to change the bottom here to 0 to fix this. Now click on this section and let's adjust the top and the bottom. It's a lot of space in the mobile, so it's good to adjust. Now click on Advanced. Again, click the bottom 20. You can also set the margins of these images to 0. It's up to you. And one thing I noticed here, again, these you can set the margins to 0. Let's do it actually. Advanced, right 0, left 0. It looks neater like this. So scroll up. Yeah, I noticed this one here. Look, it's coast to coast, and this doesn't look good on mobile. Let's give it some margin. So click on the column here, advanced, and let's give a right of 20 and a left of 20. Yeah, it looks better and nicer like this. You could do 10, 10, 15, 15, it's up to you. So here you go, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this course, and I hope you benefited from it and know how to build a website, a responsive WordPress website from A to Z, from registering a domain to publishing your website. Thank you very much. Okay, as promised, to explain Elementor and how to use Elementor, in case you want to edit or tweak a page or a template that you downloaded, or you want to create your own, you need to know how to use Elementor. And with plugins, you need Elementor plugin, essential add-ons, and premium add-ons for Elementor. And they are free. Like, there are pro versions of it, but the free versions are more than enough. But before we start, you need to have an Elementor page ready and practice with me. This is the only way you are going to learn. Repeat what I'm doing and apply it. Pause the video at any time. I'm going to go slowly so you can adjust the action and replicate it. If you just watch the video without practicing, then this might be really boring, because as I said, I'm going to go slowly so you can understand how it is done. Again, please open an Elementor page and start practicing. So let's start by creating or adding a new page. Let's call it practice, for example. Publish twice, and then edit with Elementor. So this is our page, empty, nothing in it, and if you view it, it will look like this. And let me remind you with some settings here. This is the default, what you just saw. Elementor full width, again, it will give you the header and the footer. Elementor canvas. You remember, if you want to design your own header and footer, here you can get rid of them. And we are going to learn how to design our own header and footer later. So remember, when we start creating a page, we have to add a section. Inside the section, we have columns. Inside the columns, we can add widgets. So section, columns, widget. Widget is inside the column, that is inside the section. Let me first click on the settings, and let's put some height here. So go to minimum height, and you can here play with the height. Let's add an image to this section, so it's the background, and remember, where do we go to the background? Advanced, no, style, yeah. And you can add a color, your own color, or a primary color, whatever your template is. Or you can add an image. I had added some images, and let me pick one, for example this. Insert. But first let me clear this color which is underneath the image. I don't need it there. So you click on this little arrow here, clear. So we only have the image here, but it's up to you how you want it to look. If you go back to layout, you have two options. Height, you can adjust the height, or you can choose fit to screen, and it is responsive. Whatever the screen size is, it will respond to it. Responsive, that's where responsive comes from. It will resize itself to the screen size of the viewer. Now here we have column position, middle. This column is inside the section and it is in the middle of the section. Okay. If I go top, it will go up. If I go bottom, it's here now. So it's up to you where you want to put it. I'll go back to middle. Now I want to align this, the text itself. So where do I go? I have to click on the widget itself where the text is and go center. Uncheck, go right, uncheck, go left. The default is align left. So I'll go back to this section and let's do some tweaking to the background. Here, position. Look what happens here when I choose, for example, center. It centered the image that I have as a background. I will choose no repeat, do not repeat the image on right or left. And for the size, I will choose cover. The whole thing now is inside the section. For example, there is contain, but look here, we have empty area. So if I choose now repeat, look what happens. It will repeat on right or left, which I believe does not look nice. So I will go back to cover. Now let's go to background overlay and see what happens. Click on the color, for example primary color, or choose your own color, for example black. Look what happens here, and you can adjust the opacity, how dark or light you want it. So let me go with, for example, 0.65. Yep. Okay, now I need to change the color of the heading. So where do I go? To the column? Nope. I will go to the section itself. And now where? Remember, to change the color, the property of the text, we have to go to style, text color, and choose white. Okay. Now go back here and center it. Now for the size, you can choose H1, H2, whatever size you want, and if you want a bit bigger or smaller, you can adjust it from here. I do suggest that you always choose the header from here and the size from here instead of going to typography and adjusting the size from here. It's up to you, but I do suggest that you do it from there. From here, you can make it darker or lighter, and you can make it all uppercase, capitalize each word, all lower, leave it as default, and the style italic or not. Decoration, underline, overline, line through. Line height, please always choose at least 1 or 1.2. I'll tell you why in a minute. Letter spacing, I would start with 0.5. Now look what happens here. Some fonts are really too tight, like the letters are too tight, like very close to each other, and you can adjust the spacing from here. I go 0.5 to start with and then adjust it accordingly. So let's click here, and if we want to edit the text, of course we go to content and we type our own text here. Now you remember that when we create a section we can choose as many columns as we want, and the way the columns look. For example, we can choose 2 columns, and from here we can adjust right or left. This is one way. Another way, what if I want another column here? What do I do? Okay, right click on the column and say duplicate, or let me go back, I'll do Ctrl Z, undo, right click and say add new column. Now let's adjust the padding and margins of the text. So click on the widget, go to advanced, and remember the padding is this distance, the inside distance, up, down, left, right. The margin, I'll explain the margin when I add another widget here. So for the padding, let me put, for example, 25. What happens? 25 from here, from here, from here, and from here. If you don't want to put a margin, or sorry, to put padding on top or bottom, so uncheck this and do it separately. Okay. And for example, the right, you can put it 50 and 50, something like that. You know what, I'll just go and do this XL only. Okay. Now let's add another widget here so I can explain the margins to you. So to add a widget, where do I go? Okay, click on these 9 dots. Let's add a text editor. Okay, what do I need to adjust here? Obviously the color. Where do I go? Style, text color. Choose from your own defined or the template's defined global colors, or from here you can choose whatever color you want. Okay, now look at the margins here, right, left, up, and down. Sorry, look at the padding here, right, left, up, and down. Okay, now let's go to advanced and give a 50 to the padding. You see, from here 50, 50, 50, and another 50. You can do it like this as well. Margin is the distance between this and this here. So if I go with the margin, again, if this is linked together and I go, for example, 25, okay, it will go 25 up, bottom, left, and right. Let me delete this, uncheck, and just adjust the margin of the top between this and this, for example. Now this distance from here to here is getting bigger. You can also go negative to make it closer. This is just a way. So I'll just reset it. link, delete. I'll go to the content. Now I will click on the style and make in the middle. Now what do you suggest here we do? And you got that right. Click on advanced and adjust the padding, and I will go, for example, I like the padding between, I like the distance between these two widgets, so I'll just go with the right or left as a 50, right another 50. Again, it's a preference. And of course you can adjust the column width from here, or click on this column, say I wanted 60%, and this will default to 40%, something like that. And by the way, you can have a video background of instead of image background. So for that, go to style, delete the image, click on video, and it will accept YouTube or Vimeo. I have a Vimeo link, and it will play, and you can choose the at the time to start from, let's say from 0 to 8 seconds, and it will keep looping. Here you go. So you have few options here you can choose from. So let me delete this, go back here, choose the image again, and make sure it's center or whatever you want here, but make sure no repeat and cover is selected. Now let's add the video here in this column. So for that, I'll go to plus add or click on these, and we need to look for the widget video, drag and drop, and I will just paste the Vimeo. Again, you have options here. Let's go again 0, for example, to 6 seconds, and if you want it to loop or play once, you have few options here. You don't want the player's control, autoplay, maybe yes, it's up to you. So let's update it, by the way, here, and let's view. Etc. Okay, now let's add some divider here, like a line, and change the color to white, and the something like that in the middle, and maybe the thickness something like that. You can also have a text in between, say anything here. Okay, what about the color? Again, style, text. See, divider is for the line, text is for this text. Where do we go? Color, and here you go. And you can have even like an icon instead of a text, whichever you want. Okay, and if you don't want anything, just click on that and keep the divider between these two. Okay, there's a big space between this and this, so we might need to go to the advanced of this, and for the bottom choose 0. Something like that. Okay, let's add a button here, like call to action button. So for this, let's go back to widgets and drag and drop a button here. Okay, before I continue anything, what happened here? Okay, I'll do Ctrl Z, undo. Look, they're really aligned. When I added a button, what happened? They're not. And why is that? Like, this is in the middle of the section and this is in the middle of the section, but what happened inside? Okay, let's check. To be safe, click on the column and vertical align middle. It is, but this column, when you click on vertical align, look what happened. Now they are aligned. They look nicer like this. Also, look at the boundaries, the outside margin, the outside padding here. If you go 0, look what happened. 0 padding from here and here. You can even make the video smaller, larger. Look at the padding here, what's going to happen now. See, 30 from each side. Okay, so let's go back to the button, and from here you can change the color of it. And something is off here. Do you guys agree with me? Look at the letters, they are really close to each other. So for that, I will go to typography, maybe make it a bit lighter. Okay, now how do I adjust this? Letter spacing. Maybe this is too much, so 0.5 maybe is good enough. And line height, make it 1.2 or 1. Okay, so let's go back to content and make this in the middle. Now look at the padding of this widget. If you go to advanced and put some value in here, the padding of this is not the same as the padding of the button. Look what happens here. I'll put 25. You see, it's around the button, 25 from each side. But to do the padding of the button, if you wish, so you go to style, and here, let's say from the right we give it 30, from the left we give it 30, top 15, bottom 15 or 10 maybe. You see, the padding of the button is the inside distance here. The padding of the widget is inside here. Okay, let's go back to content, and for the link, for example, if you want external or internal link, you don't have to open it in a new window. For the external link, you need to open it in a new window, so your website can stay in the background. And from here, for example, you can change the text of the button. Click on advanced and delete this. There are lots and lots of options here, and like, it's impossible to explain every single one, but you can go and explore it, discover it, make mistake, learn. And I hope by now you already have your Elementor page up and running and practicing with me. This is the only way you are going to learn. You need to make a mistake, fix it, and learn. I spent lots of time, not so nice, trying to figure out where my mistake is and how to do this or that, and you cannot find this information anywhere, like in details. It's a trial and error, make mistakes, try, search, Google it, and fix the mistake, or learn how to do it. So there you have it in front of you. Please practice with me, and this is the only way you are going to learn. You need to practice, do it, make mistakes, learn, do it again and learn. So I will end this lecture here, and it will be like few lectures, actually many lectures. This is part 1, and in the next parts I will be explaining widgets from here. Not all of them, of course, it's impossible to do that, but the most important. And by the way, you know, like some of them are premium, you don't need to pay for that, you have lots of them here, and I'll try my best to explain the most of it, and hopefully you can benefit from it. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you. Okay, one thing I want to show you here is how to add some effects to the background of this image, of this section. So I click on section, and let me first decrease the height. Let's make it, for example, 500. And I want to add a shadow to this image. So when you hear a shadow, you have to think of border. The shadow applies to borders. So you click on style, border, shadow. Look here. So you can increase it vertically a little bit, decrease, blur. It's a preference. Another thing is shape divider. I want to create some shape here. I want it at the bottom, not at the top. So I click at the bottom, and for example, let's go with triangle. Look what happened here. Okay, you can decrease or increase the width of it and the height, and you can invert it as well. You can choose mountains, like there are a few of them here, zigzag, clouds, etc. Okay, I'll just go back to none, and now I want to add a banner here underneath this. So I'll create a section. Inside it there is the column. Inside the column I need to add an image, of course. Drag and drop an image, click here. This is the banner I'm talking about. Look at the size, dimensions, insert, and here you go. Now the image size here is 1600, if you remember. This is 1024, so this might resize itself, so to be safe, go with full. Okay, now let's add a map and a form. For that, first I'll click on add section, 2 columns, and in the first column I'll put Google Maps, drag and drop, and it's really easy, just enter the address here and zoom in, zoom out, adjust the height of it. And let's update. Okay, now let's add a form, and for that let's go back to the widgets and search for forms. Okay, now there are three of them here: WP Forms, WP Forms, and WP Forms. We want to choose this one, the one of Elementor Essential Add-ons, the EA here. Okay, these two do not have options to customize the form, but first we need to create a form. So we go to our admin area. By the way, 5.5.1 version just came out today. Today is September 1st, and it's just like 3 weeks after the latest update 5.5. So they just come really fast, and as I mentioned before, it's really good to have your website automatically updated. So let's go to WP Forms. We want a simple contact form, and now it will ask us like to name it. Let's say contact us, and you can have a blank form that you can add fields to it. You can design it yourself. Simple contact form, ready-made, newsletter, sign-up form. This will be like just email and submit. Suggestion forms, like there are a few of them here. You can select from. Let's go with simple contact form. Okay, and this is like name, email, and the comment or the message area. So let's do some customization here. Now instead of first name and last name, you can make this simple format, simple, and they'll just ask for a name, and make it required. And the placeholder, let's call it name. Hide the label. See what happened here? So let's do the same for email. Required. Placeholder, email, and hide label. If you click on enable email confirmation, it will ask you to enter the email twice. Message as well. Advanced and high label, and you can limit the lengths to like 1000 characters. You don't want more than that. It depends on the form and why you're using it. And we can have the field size small or large. Let's keep it medium for now. I can also add another things here. For example, I can drag and drop a single line text called phone, required or not, and placeholder phone, hide label, and limit the length to how many characters, whatever you want. So now if we go to settings, there is the general information about the form name, the submit button. You can say submit or, for example, send. Notifications, the emails, the forms will be sent to the admin email, or you can add another email here. The subject, you can change the subject of the form, from, etc. Confirmation, now you can have a message displayed after someone submits, like thanks for contacting us, we'll be in touch with you shortly, or you can show a page. Here now we have home page or practice page, so after submitting the form it will take them to this page, or you can redirect it to a URL of your choice. And if we go back here, actually I need to reload the page first. Okay, so let's type here forms. You will see 3 of them. WP forms, WP forms, WP forms. We want this one, the one with EA, essential add-ons. These two do not have options for customization. So if you go like this, this is the form, and this is the only customization you can do. So let me right click and delete it. But if we go with the EA form, this one, see, we have many options here. And let's select a form. Okay, custom title and description. We could have done it from here, or you can enter your own title and description. Send us a line, whatever, etc. And here, please send us an email with your questions, whatever. So and you can turn off the placeholder from here, but since you have the labels off here, nothing will appear, so we need to keep it. Errors, yes, we want to show the errors, so if someone does not submit properly, it will show him an error. Now style, here, title and description, title color, okay, typography, description color. Of course, these are just like colors I'm choosing just to show you the difference. And labels, we don't have the labels. Input text area, you can have a background color, or just reset it from here. Text color, and this is when you type in here, this color will appear. You will see this color. So let's reset it. Here, the text indent, reset. Input width, see what's going on here. If you just delete it, it will go with the default 100% here. Input height, text area, text height. Oh, now this is the field description as well, like customization. You can change colors and text. Submit button, for example, you can say click on % here and say 100%, and middle or not. Custom full width instead of 100%. Oops. So I'll go back here, delete this, and I can go full width from here. Border type, none. Radius, let's go 50. See what happened here. You can change the background color or whatever. Okay, now padding. We have padding here, and we have padding here. What's the difference between them? Okay, padding here. So we're talking about the submit button. Padding here, you remember, it's here inside the submit button. It's going to be here. Okay. To reset it, just delete. Whereas the padding here is for the form itself. So if we go 50, see what happened here. Now let's add a border. Solid border, width 1. Color, I'll make it light. And maybe a shadow. But something is off here. I need to add some padding to this. So the form padding is here. It's under form container. Let me try 20s or 25 maybe. And top, I'll keep it 20. Bottom, I'll keep it 20. Now look at the shadow here. How can I get a shadow to this one here, to the column itself? Remember, shadow is border. So you go to style, you go to border, and click on shadow here. You can adjust from here. Now if I want shadow to this section, so I click inside the section or here, go to style, border, look what's going to happen here. Shadow. See 3 types of shadows. This, this, and this. Now let me give it some padding here, like for the section. I'll just uncheck this and at the bottom, just to distinguish between this and this. So 1 shadow, 2, 3, section, column, and the widget, or here it's the form. Okay, let me reset the shadows. Okay, now let's adjust the height. So I'll click on the map, content, height, and you remember how to make these aligned as much as possible. Go to column, vertical align, middle, and to be safe, make this one middle as well. Yeah, now it looks better. Yeah, maybe we can add a background color to the section. There is F5, F5, F5 is a nice and easy color. Of course, don't mind the colors. And maybe we can add a shadow to the map itself. And maybe put it back for the form itself. Yeah. And now let's save, update, and preview the changes. It started to look like a website now, or a page. Here we need to adjust the height. You know how to do it. Okay, before I end this lecture, I want to show you a few things here. First, let me make this fit to screen, and let's click on this widget, go to Advanced, and go to Motion Effects and fade it in, or zoom it in, and you can adjust the duration of it, the speed of it. You can also slide it in, down. This one, Advanced, Motion Effects, slide it in, up, and this one probably we'll do it to slide it from right. Something like that. This one, you can have the whole section actually animated. For example, I do this zoom in. Okay, let's view the changes. If we refresh again, something like that. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Okay, let's continue where we left from. And for that, I'm going to add a new section, 2 columns. Then let's add a widget. We covered most of the basics, if not all. Then the Pro is a premium. You don't have to subscribe for it, but it's up to you. The general, let's start with the image box. Here, self-explanatory. You can choose an image, add an image, title, and description. For this one, icon box, pretty much the same, but for this one, you can put an icon in there, whatever you choose. Again, title, description, and for this and this, you know how to style things now. And let's add another section with 2 columns. And let's see here, star rating. Okay, for this, let's have, if you want to rate something, or just like to give a rating, to give a feedback, you can choose this. And you can even make 10 ratings. You see here, it's empty inside. Let's go back to 5. And we can put a title, stars. And to style it, look at the stars here. You can change the size of it, the spacing of it. It's really easy, and you can even change the color of the stars, etc. Now for this one, image carousel. Now let me leave it for a full section, so I'll go with the icon list. Okay, it's like a list, and you can choose icons from here. Okay, just to make them consistent, I'm going to delete this and this, and duplicate this and this. Sorry, something like that. You type the list, you choose an icon for it, you enter link, change the style, etc. You guys are pros now in this. Okay, now let's add a section with one column. And now let's choose image carousel. Let's add the image. Let me choose this. Try to choose them all the same height and width. It will look better and more professional. So now you create a gallery for this, then you insert it in the gallery. Okay, now here you have options. I always go with 300 by 300 and I will choose 4 slides. It will resize it. You see here these two images, they don't fit in here, so let me just this one. Here you have few options. You want to stretch image or not. You want dots and arrows. And here you have few options. Autoplay, stop, pause on hover or not. The important thing I want to show you here is the link. Now look what happens. Let me update it here. And look what happens when I go to the images. Okay. They're just sliding to the left, not clickable, nothing. So if we go back and under link we say media file and we say lightbox update. When you update this, automatically will update. So if we go back, what happens now? This is lightbox. It pops up like this. And here the caption, you can get rid of the caption. If they are not named right, they will not look good here. So I would go here, click on this, and get rid of all of these, or rename them, put a title yourself. Insert, update, and now when you click on them, nothing is here. And let's add a new section again with 2 columns. Click on the plus sign or here. Basic gallery is just like a gallery with images. Like that. Something like that. So I'll just delete this. Add counter. This is neat. Again, ending number, for example, counting to 250. Starting number, for example, 50. If you have it like this, it will, for 1000 separator, it will put this comma here. Here, counter, etc. Update. Let's add one more thing here. Progress bar. Okay. Now I'll copy, paste, and for example here my skills, let's click on this one. Let's say graphics designer, and let's put percentage higher, and for this one you can change it whatever you want, and you can change the colors from here. Okay, let's put one more thing. Testimonial. Again, self-explanatory. You just add an image, the name, the title, and description, bio or whatever. So if I add this image, you see how it will look. And this could be like a testimony to a website, to a service, whatever you want to add in here. It could be like a bio if you wish. Okay, tabs. Tab 1, tab 2, add more, and you can name it whatever you want. Put the description in here for all of them, and you can have it vertical or keep it horizontal. Okay, let's add a couple more. These are really self-explanatory and easy, and you can experience them in few examples. So here let's go to accordion. This is good for FAQs, frequently asked questions. Let's duplicate this, and for example here, let me add go basic and a small heading here and say FAQs. Center it, something like that. And here you need to open this to be able to comfortably write in it. Change the title, put the question here, put the answer here, etc. Again, style. Let's add one more. Now let's go back to the general. Toggle. Kinda like the accordion. Couple more. Social icon. Rounded or square or circle. And you can add more items here. For example, if I say Instagram, let's click on the plus, alert, kind of message, nice looking message, or just like an alert that will grab attention with an background color. And here the dismiss button, this one you can hide it so they won't be able to close it. Close the alert, you just keep it in there. And you can change the style from here. A flip box. This is kind of neat. Now flip content, this is one side and the back of it is the other side, and you can put a title and description in here. Okay, now the most important thing I want to explain as well is having a custom header and custom footer. So not using the WordPress header and footer, but having our own header and footer. And how can we do that? If you remember, we chose canvas. Canvas means no header and footer or footer. So let's create our own. And for that we need to go and install a new plugin. Let's type in Elementor header. It's this one, Elementor header footer blocks, and activate it. Okay, now of course don't forget to enable auto updates. Now for this we need to go to appearance, header footer block, and let's add a new one, for example for the header. Let's call it a header, and let's publish it. Go and edit it with Elementor. So for that, let's add a section with 2 columns. First one, let's add a logo. So image, let me add this logo, then align it left. Here, if you want, you can add a menu if you wish, anything. So let's go navigation, or even type menu, and go with this and choose the main menu. We only have one page here actually, so that's why you see only home, but if we have more pages you will see it all here. And let's align this to the right. This is for the tablet and for the mobile phone, smartphone. So you can have even like a background, custom background color. So let's add whatever color you want. Okay, let me get rid of this and let us update it. But it's not reflected yet. We have to go back to the appearance, header and footer, back to the header, and now let's select the option header. Let's say display it on entire website, and the role everyone can view this. And we need to check this to apply it on the canvas. We're doing this. Here you go. And sometimes you need to refresh this once, twice for this to appear. You can do the same and add a footer menu. Let's go back to the pages and add a new, and let's call it footer, and choose the option here, footer, publish, and edit with Elementor. Okay, for this one let's add a section, 2 columns, and in the first one let's add copyright, drag and drop, and you can have it here, copyright. Let me delete this, powered by, And let's go to typography, and let's do, for example, 12, etc. So I'll put 1.2 as usual, and 1 here. Update, and don't forget to vertical align it in the middle. Here you can add anything. Again, let's choose social icons, something like that. And this is your footer. Let us make a background color for this footer. Let's do this for example. So now for this, let me choose white, something like that. Update, and exit to dashboard. Okay, footer, select on entire website, all. Now enable layout for Elementor canvas template. Yes, because we are using template, right? Let's update. And now there you have it. Here's our footer. So finally, let's go back to the dashboard, and for the home page, now it shows this, the page practice as our home page. Remember guys, where we go for that? Settings, reading, home page, practice, save. Okay, let me delete this and let me open the page again. And there you go, here's our page. We worked on it. We worked on Elementor. Please practice. This is the only way you're going to learn how to use Elementor and how to build a web page or a website. And I hope you guys benefited from this course, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.